Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever noticed how sometimes, even when you're trying your absolute hardest, like really doing your best to do the right thing, things can just go, well, sideways?
Oh, definitely. And maybe, just maybe, the most important bit of wisdom you need comes from somewhere totally unexpected.
Exactly. And that whole dynamic, it feels really central to the story we're diving into today.
It really is. We're looking at 2 Chronicles, chapter 35, a really powerful passage.
Yeah, it gives us these two like completely different snapshots of King Josiah. He was known for being incredibly faithful, right?
Absolutely. So on one hand, you have this amazing moment of, spiritual high point, this huge celebration,
And then on the other.
a sudden, really tragic end in battle. It's quite the contrast.
So our mission here really is to dig into those key moments. What are the lessons hiding in plain sight? Those insights that can actually help us live more faithfully today.
And maybe strengthen our connection with God in the process.
Right. So where should we start? That high point seems like the place.
Let's do it. The chapter kicks off with Josiah organizing this massive Passover celebration in Jerusalem.
And the text makes it super clear this wasn't just, ticking a box on the calendar.
Not at all. He put immense care into it, real dedication.
He really did.
Yeah.
It specifies the date, 14th day, first month, just like the law said. But his prep work went way beyond that.
He carefully set the priests in their roles, got the Levites sorted for their duties in the temple.
And he even told the Levites, didn't he, that they didn't need to physically carry the Holy Ark anymore. Like that specific burden was lifted.
Yeah, he basically says focus on serving God and the people now. He wanted everything done right, following the patterns from David and Solomon, getting the Levite groups organized properly.
And the scale of it.
Wow.
The contributions alone are just staggering.
They really are. Josiah himself leads the way big time. He personally gives, get this, 30,000 lambs and kids
30,000.
and 3,000 bullocks, just for the Passover offerings for everyone.
That sets a serious tone.
And it clearly inspired others. You see, his top officials, Hilkiah, Zechariah, Jehiel, they chip in thousands of animals too.
2,600 small cattle and 300 oxen from them.
And even the chief Levites themselves, Conaniah, Shemaiah, their brothers, another 5,000 small cattle, 500 oxen, huge numbers.
So then you get the picture of the actual event, the mechanics of it.
Right, the killing of the Passover lambs, the priests handling the blood correctly at the altar.
The Levites preparing the animals for the sacrifices.
Exactly. Making sure the burnt offerings followed the book of Moses, roasting the Passover just so.
According to the rules, yeah.
Yeah.
Boiling other offerings, getting everything out to the people quickly.
And everyone was involved. The singers, the temple gatekeepers, the porters, everyone was in their place doing their job diligently.
The text really makes a point about how significant this was, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It says flat out there hadn't been a Passover like it kept in Israel since the days of Samuel the prophet.
Not even under the other kings before him.
Which really highlights Josiah's deep commitment, his dedication to God's law, his vision for renewal. It felt like more than just religion.
Yeah, like a restoration, bringing the nation back together. Obedience is connection.
So you have this incredible peak, devotion, order, unity, obedience, just fantastic.
But then the story takes this really sudden, almost jarring turn right after all this focus on worship and restoration.
It really does. Suddenly, Necho, the king of Egypt, is on the move, heading up towards Carchemish, way off by the Euphrates River, for a battle.
And Josiah, he decides to go out and confront him. The Bible doesn't give us his exact thinking there, does it?
Not really, which makes what happens next even more striking. This is where that curveball comes in.
Nope.
Necho actually sends messengers to Josiah, and the message is, well, it's pretty stunning.
What does he say?
He basically tells Josiah, look, this isn't about you. My fight isn't with Judah. I'm heading to fight someone else.
Okay, so stand down.
More than that, he says, and listen, God commanded me to make haste. So don't meddle with God, who is with me, or he'll destroy you.
Wow. An Egyptian king saying God told him what to do and warning Josiah in God's name.
Exactly. It's a bombshell of a message. But despite this really clear, direct warning, and the text specifically says Josiah hearkened not unto the words of Necho from the mouth of God, he doesn't turn back.
He ignores it.
Yeah.
And even disguises himself to go into battle.
Yes, he goes into the fight in the Valley of Megiddo anyway, and the warning proves true.
The archers,
Yeah.
they hit him.
Yeah. Severely wounded. His servants get him out of his chariot, try to get him back to Jerusalem.
But he doesn't make it.
He dies shortly after arrival, buried there.
And the reaction.
Just widespread grief. All Judah, Jerusalem, mourning deeply. The prophet Jeremiah even composed laments, funeral songs for him. It was a huge loss.
Such a stark contrast. That incredible Passover, peak devotion, then this fatal mistake. It's hard to reconcile.
It is. And that's where the lessons start to surface for us, I think.
So what can we pull from this centuries later? How does this speak to our lives, our faith, our obedience today?
Well, one thing that jumps out is just how vital those spiritual practices are when done right. Like Josiah with the Passover.
Absolutely.
Right.
That sincerity, that order, following the instructions.
Yeah.
It wasn't just empty ritual. It restored something important. Community, identity.
And it shows that kind of heartfelt obedience really does strengthen our connection with God. It's not just duty, it's relationship building.
But then there's the flip side, Josiah's end.
Right. It screams that zeal, even really good, godly zeal, isn't enough by itself. It needs wisdom. It needs discernment.
His eagerness to fight. Maybe it felt righteous to him, defending his territory.
Yeah.
But was it actually what God wanted him to do then?
That's the crucial question. It pushes us to think, doesn't it? When we feel that strong urge to act, even for what seems like a good cause, have we paused? Have we actually sought God's specific guidance for this situation?
Or are we just running on our own assumptions? Maybe even a bit of ego or national pride, Josiah's case. It's a call for, thoughtful obedience, not just impulsive action.
And then there's the source of the warning, Necho, a pagan king. An unlikely messenger, to say the least.
Yeah, Josiah probably just dismissed it out of hand because of who was saying it.
Which is a huge challenge for us. Are we humble enough, spiritually mature enough to recognize truth, or even just a warning to pause, even if it comes from someone we don't expect? Someone outside our circle. Maybe someone we, frankly, don't like or agree with.
Oof, that's tough. Ignoring the message because you don't like the messenger, that requires real humility, doesn't it? To look past the who and genuinely ask, is God trying to tell me something here?
It really stretches our faith, encouraging us to be open to God's guidance potentially showing up anywhere.
So Josiah's life, it's this mix. Incredible devotion, major reforms, but ultimately cut short by, arguably, one really unwise decision where he failed to listen.
It's a powerful reminder. We don't control everything, obviously, but we are called to be so careful, so prayerful, so self-aware about our big choices, especially when they impact others.
That mindful, prayer-guided approach to obedience, understanding that every step shapes our journey, our legacy.
Yeah, the chapter basically shows us passion and sincerity. Like Passover, they're essential, but they have to be paired with wisdom and discernment, like what was missing at Megiddo. Great faith needs great care.
Especially in those high-stakes moments. It encourages us to see strengthening our faith as not just about worship services, but that constant process of seeking God's will.
And being humble enough to actually hear it, wherever it comes from.
So thinking about how Josiah ignored that warning, the one that came from such an unexpected source, here's something to reflect on. Have you ever paused to consider if important guidance might be coming to you from someone or somewhere you wouldn't normally expect?